Hi, my name's Deanna from Key to Music, and I'm going to talk to you today about how to sound really awesome using the G major pentatonic, even if you've got very little experience with improvisation. So typically what happens when we first start improvising is that we learn a scale. But we don't really learn how to use that scale in a way that makes it sound good. So then you can have improvising that's a bit like, why does this not sound great? So, and then we can be put off because we don't get great results early on, and because there are so many things you need to keep track of, it can seem like, how am I ever going to be able to stay on top of all those things that I need to for lead guitar, like which notes, which scale, how I'm going to play them, what's coming next. So I'm going to give you an easy way to sound really good with G major pentatonic, and the fun of sounding good with G major pentatonic all over the fretboard is going to make you very excited to develop your lead guitar playing further. Okay, what is G major pentatonic? All pentatonics are a 5-note scale. So the pattern for G major pentatonic is, as you can see, and we can play it on, we're going to learn, there's various different patterns that you can learn for all scales on the guitar, but the one we're going to look at today is over 2 strings, and there's a big advantage to this, as you're going to see. So the actual notes are 3, 5, 7 on string 6, C string, and then 5 and 7 on string 5. If you know a little bit of theory, that's 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and it sounds like 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. They're very melodic notes. They're the sort of most melodic notes of the scale that have been taken out. So it's very hard to sound bad with a major pentatonic. Okay, so these are what the notes are: 3, 5, 7, 5, 7. That's what we want to do first. I'm going to suggest that you play them by using finger 1 with the left hand, then finger 3 with the left hand, and then sliding, and then finger 1 and finger 3. You could also play finger 1 and then slide, and then 1 and 3, 1 and 3. So the slide makes it really easy to move between the frets you need to get to, and it also sounds cool. So if you know a little bit about phrasing already, you maybe have already done some slides and hammer-ons, and if we add those instantly, even our 5 notes of the scale just getting played up are going to sound cool. So we're going to start with a hammer-on and a slide. That's going to sound like this. If I do it a little faster, and I can go, sounds cool in both directions. And then I can switch that around and I can play the slide first. So as soon as we start adding some phrasing in, we can get some cool sounds. While you're experimenting with this, you can also change how fast the notes are, so you don't have to play them all the same length. You can start making them different lengths, and you're going to see that's going to change how it feels too. Okay, so best thing about this is that when you get to the 5th fret, so let's say you played those notes and you went 3, 5, 7, 5, 7. Okay, so you wind up, and finger 1 is perfectly placed to play G at the 5th fret of the 4th string, and you're just going to play the exact same pattern again. So this pattern repeats in string pairs, which means you've got to memorize one tiny little thing and you can play across the whole guitar fretboard. Check this out. If I put all those together, I'll do that a bit more slowly first. So you can see the notation for that. Go and have a go at playing that. You'll notice that you need to move your hand to start at the 8th fret on string 2 rather than the 7th fret, so that it doesn't quite line up the way that the first 2 patterns do, the first 2 string pair patterns do. So you're looking for it to sound the same but in a higher octave. If I were to do this, they're not. Now we can hear that they're different. So we're looking for. Okay. Now, it would be great if you wanted to just reverse that. And that's it. You can play across the whole fretboard. it's easy to build up a little bit of speed with this, so then you end up being able to do these little runs and flourishes with great ease. And if you've ever seen anyone doing that, you're like, how are they just like ripping up and down the fretboard? Well, you know, don't tell anybody else, but it's not actually that hard. So that's the first thing. Get the patterns, play them up and down, and add the phrasing in. And you're going to see that when you play, even when you just play it that way across the backing track, it's going to sound pretty good. All I was doing is playing that pattern up and down with some phrasing. So, number one, you can get a massive amount of mileage out of that. Go and do that. Have you done that?